What is a shinobi? Any person with a heart called to serve, whose discipline has made them dangerous, is hereby titled shinobi. These are their stories. What's up, my ninjas? We are live and in studio. Welcome back to Shinobi Chronicles, hosted by Zero Abyss.
Your boy Naseem.
As you all know by now, our goal here is always to provide inspiration, education, and motivation for our fellow shinobi who are walking the path of greatness through achievement and service. As always, it's our great honor to serve you all, and so we will not disappoint you. Hope y'all been pursuing your highest selves over this last week. Hope you've resurrected and not done any falling out. All right. Today we're just going to be talking about how and why you want to make a contribution to society. And then we may give some quick open thoughts, but the point is to be a little more concise and to the point today. So, Naseem, you ready?
Yes, sir.
My dog. All right, bet that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Contributions to society is really straightforward. I mean, it's straightforward and it's complex in that anybody can tell you that a contribution to society, is really some type of service or creation, like straightforward. But it's like service and creation are both so broad that just about almost anything can be considered a contribution, contribution to society. Like, but what does that really mean? Or not even that we're here to give meaning to it, but I just want to knock off a couple examples, like one round of examples that you can really give, always think of as like athletes and celebrities, and like their various foundations. Like if you think like LeBron, Steph, Jason Tatum, I'm sorry I named all NBA guys, but like, athletes, whatnot, like they all have some foundation where some of that money is gonna go back to helping people. And it's like, typically, you see that out of athletes or like actors and businessmen, like the Johnny Depps, the Russell Brunsons, basically at a point where anybody that's making multi-millions probably has like some foundation, where foundations are typically giving stuff away for free or whatever, they're helping somebody in need, charities, whatever else it might be. What other type of like higher level, like higher end contributions do you think maybe that I missed? Like
Higher end or just contributions in general?
Just in general, contributions.
So contributions. So I make it a habit to tip everybody, whether or not I'm broke, simply because somebody tipped me a large portion, and so my way of giving back to that person, giving to me, is giving back to other people. And actually, lately I've been tipping people $20 just for something small. Lately, I ain't gonna lie.
Comment section finna be on fire like you cheap.
I'm really a broke man out here, but yeah, I've just been, tipping people, something like that, something slight, or a lot of artists out here, as in like actual art, not music, stuff like that. They contribute to society. They give their donations to hungry people all in the world, charities, stuff like that, or they use their art to give meaning, like have a different meaning, like bullying, stuff like that, suicide and all that stuff. You can see a lot of that stuff is bringing more attention to the population due to animation, comics, anything like that.
Yeah, so, awareness.
Yeah, just stuff like that, man.
Bullying awareness, racism awareness, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, I was thinking, also contributions come in the form of like just what you create for other people to use or learn. And I was gonna say like athletes, their contributions might come also through entertainment, but then, and spreading the love of their various sport, or like a businessman, aside from his foundation, his contribution might come in the form of like, they made some products or some services that help solve people's problems. You know, you can think like Russell Brunson made ClickFunnels to help people like make better, more seamless websites. You know, Bill Gates has his foundation, of course, but then it's also like Bill Gates made Microsoft, and shit, Microsoft pushed the whole 20th century forward, like, you know, post 2000 and whatnot. But I like what you said too, you know, in that, you know, just the little things that you can do for somebody can also be considered contributions. Because I was going to say people can also make contributions just through like whatever their profession might be. You know, teachers and professors, you know, their contribution is that they educate the young people. You know, or even if you're a chef, you know, your contribution can come off the strength that you prepare and serve meals for other people. You know, you never know who, like, that might be somebody's anniversary date that they're eating your food for. There might be a family just sitting down for a dinner they haven't had in a long time, like, and they're going to be able to enjoy each other's company over the meal that the chef prepared, and the chef might not ever even get the credit for. You probably never even see the person that made your food. Construction workers, you know, they make a contribution just by the great structures they would build. You know, you go to any downtown, you got these skyscrapers, like they wasn't built by nobody. Or if you go outside in general, like sidewalks, somebody laid that down, pavement, you know, somebody laid the streets. So I like to think, like, not only can there be contributions like on that large scale in, you know, like I said, multimillionaires, foundations, so on and so forth, but like you can also contribute just in where you are, what you're doing. I was gonna say though, to me, I think what's most important is that not even that you like find meaning in your service, but really that you like find a line of work or a service that's meaningful to you. And like what I said was like, imagine being a video game developer that hates video games. Like, you're probably gonna make some pretty shitty games. And nobody's gonna want to play that, and you're just sitting there like, oh, I gotta make another game so I can get another check.
Oh, what a drag.
Right, type shit. You know, what I said was like, there's really nothing worse than receiving negative energy. I mean, there's really nothing worse than the negative energy that you get from somebody who's meant to help or serve you. You know, basically because they hate their role, they go and ruin it. Kind of takes me back to the like passion over paychecks thing. It's like, if you have a really forgetful server because they don't really care about their job, they're just trying to get to 3 o'clock. Or if you have like a rude customer service rep, like, or like, what kills me, I'll tell you one that kills me, angry custodians. Nobody told you to pick the job cleaning up. Like, you chose a job where they said, we want you to clean shit up. Like, how are you gonna be mad? I don't know. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, everything is, of course, it's like circumstantial, or, you know, man, I can't think of the word I was gonna say. Not circumstantial. That's what that's the wise. What word was I gonna say? I'm gonna edit this. I can already tell. I was gonna say everything is, I said it earlier today, but I just can't think of it right now. Really doesn't matter. You know what I'm trying to say. It's like everything is dependent on whatever circumstances. That's why I didn't want to say circumstantial. I had another word. It's gonna come to me in like 5 minutes, and it's gonna be meaningless in this conversation. Everything is it's not important.
You'll find it.
I really am. It's not gonna matter. But same as I said, you know, I think it's important that whatever you choose to do, like I said, not maybe necessarily finding meaning in your service, because that's what people try to do when they hold down a job they don't like, but finding a service that has meaning to you. If you're really into clothes, try to find you, man, I mean, you might start off like at the Windsor store or something, but eventually maybe you're gonna get into fashion creation. If you like hairstyles, maybe you should cut hair or do hair. If you enjoy video games, maybe then you go to like try to be a game developer. You know, you don't just pick something and then hate it and then screw everybody else over due to your hate for it. You know, you're gonna ruin your own experience and theirs. I put a bunch of shit to say. I didn't put no questions to ask.
Is there anybody you think made a contribution to you specifically, like that led you to where you are right now?
Who made a contribution that was meaningful to me, you know, helped lead me to where I'm at? Well,
you can be yourself though.
I was gonna say, I don't know, but off the dome, I can tell you, like, I got this hairstyle I'm rocking. I picked that up off of Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther. If y'all didn't know that, like 2017, they came out by like 2019. I was like looking at it over again. Black Panther was my favorite movie at the time, and I was like, wait a second. I think I seen Michael B. Jordan on the magazine or something. It was like the GQ magazine. It was like sexiest man on earth. I was like, looking, I was like, dude, I look just as good. Like, and I don't know. I think I was watching Black Panther. I was like, that's what I need. Let me go get them locks or whatever. Like, which of course, in the movie he just had them short ones, but by now everybody I'm sure seen like Black Panther 2, and come on, we hang time, so I guess that counts maybe as something. But shit. Actually, since it came to mind, like Chadwick Boseman, his contributions, he has a archive of like movies. Like I told you, actors make contributions just maybe in the form of their entertainment, and now Chadwick Boseman, he's, his contribution for being our Black Panther on screen, to me, is probably gonna always be eternal. Like that's why Marvel didn't even want to replace him. Like they could have just chose somebody else to be Black Panther, but they know that we didn't want that. We wanted the one that we got. We wanted our icon, but. And that counts. And I don't think I'm gonna start running around like calling myself the king of Wakanda, but like I think contributions like that matter. It's like the actor portrayals, because sometimes you need to. They say it all the time, like people need role models. Or here's an example, like maybe it wasn't like necessarily a direct contribution to me, because not like I want to be a politician now, but like Barack Obama being the first African American president, like that type of representation. There's some kid out there that is going to follow in his footsteps in 30 years from now. Like, he'll say, man, Obama was the first African American president. Like, that's a contribution in and of itself, that type of representation. Also, since we're actually still, this is being recorded in February, it's February 22nd today, it's Black History Month. Like, I could hop on Google and find like a trove of Black inventions, but I'm sure like y'all are already like,
y'all hip on it.
Exactly, y'all hip on that. So we don't need to like run down the list for you, but those count as contributions. But I want to answer your question, like who's made a contribution that really impacted me? I mean, I guess I could say Masashi Kishimoto, the author behind Naruto, right? Yeah. Author behind Naruto, and Naruto ended up being my favorite anime. Like it inspired just my passion, my determination to want to like sharpen up, be a disciplined man. Like Shinobi Chronicles, as we've told y'all before, is themed off of Naruto, ninja stories. Shinobi Chronicles was our fan fiction, like in middle school and early high school and whatnot. Like that, I would say that that contribution, Masashi Kishimoto's contribution, influenced me tremendously. So considering it's led me to right here where I'm at. So there we go.
Well,
what about you? Who inspired you? I mean, whose contributions added to your path? Put it like that.
I honestly don't remember her name, but Chick-fil-A. There was this lady, I was outside taking an order, I took her order, and she felt the need to tip me. And she gave me like a little, like maybe like $60, $80. And I was like, oh, you gave me too much or whatever like that. So I was like, hey, this is your money back. You don't pay me for your food, you pay me up front. She's like, no, that's your tip. I'm like, I'm not gonna take your money, lady. Like, I appreciate it, but nah, it's all good. That's it. But she's like, no, and she like fought me to like take it. Eventually, I took it. She came back around the cut, said something. I talked to your managers and all that good stuff, and they said I could do this, so here's more money. Like, I was like, yo, what the?
Damn, throwing plays.
And all that good stuff. I forgot what she told me that day. I was just surprised from the fact that she tipped me hundreds of dollars. I was like, yo, what in the world? I'm pretty grateful for it. If you see it, if you happen to see it, I'm pretty grateful for it. And I'm pretty sure you mentioned it before, Ramon. He told he told me to invest in what I like to do, which lately I have not been drawing at all. I drew a little something real quick, but I have not been drawing at all lately, for real. I gotta get back into it. I've been lacking. But yeah, invest in what you like to do. I like to work out. I'm always paying the bill every month. That's an investment.
But
yeah, man, it's stuff like that. Who else? Just a little artist out there in the world inspired me. Like some certain artists, like just their art style and stuff like that. It just puts me in the trance. I'm like, man, that's just dope. Like Monica Cable. I hope I didn't say her name wrong. Sorry if I butchered it. But she's a popular artist from Baltimore and stuff like that. I went to the culture. It was like an event for black artists and stuff like that in the museum, city museum. I checked that out, and she was actually one of them. I didn't know until like I saw her. So I'm like, oh, I know her. I love her art and stuff like that. But yes, other artists and all that stuff, and besides, like you said, anime characters, stuff like that, all that stuff, play contributions to what I am today.
Who most contributed to the fashion scene that made you so interested in clothing and style? Like, who did you see that was like, man, like he's just always fresh. I gotta get like that.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Oh, it's probably when you was young, that indoctrination.
Maybe, cause yeah, like you said, when we were young and stuff like that, listening to music and stuff, these people always talk about how they fly, icy and all that stuff. Like, you be like, okay, well, maybe I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be walking around bummy all my life. But
you said it's just the culture in general, huh?
Yeah, I mean, what really got me into that? I don't know. Maybe it's another form of art, so maybe that's what got me. And I was like, man, I like the way this person is dressed, or a lot of women the way they dress. I'm like, dang, she look good, like stuff like that. And some artists I follow, they just be putting anything on. Like, I'm not gonna say anything, but the stuff they be putting on, like, and how it goes together. I'm like, man, this person's just being free and doing what they want to do, expressing themselves without having to worry about anybody else. Just posting what they like to do and stuff like that. And most of that stuff be anime based too. So just all that good stuff. Cause back in the day, niggas was not fucking with anime.
Sure, I swear to God, it wasn't. Like, it was not popular. Like, he was a lame for being an anime kid, and then now they have cult followings and it's popularized. And, I mean, it is what it is. But
that shit made me so mad. I remember in 3rd grade, I was watching Naruto. I think it's when it came out for us on Toonami and all that stuff, or Cartoon Network. And I was like, I tried to get this girl that was sitting next to me, like, hey, you watch Naruto? She's like, no. I'm like, go ahead, give it a try with her. And I wrote it down, like, the name of this stuff, and she gave it a try, and they came back next day, like, that shit was trash. I'm like, okay, my fault. But, I mean, it's not for everybody, don't get me wrong.
True. I mean, nothing's for everybody, but still. While we're on the total side note, this really could go in the open thoughts, but it just came to mind. I couldn't stand when people would be like, oh, I hate all anime. You haven't seen all anime, bro. Exactly. You cannot hate them. You can say I hate all anime that I've seen, but you probably haven't seen something that was targeted for you. Like, anime goes through a list of categories. Like, they have totally different like genres and targetings. But that, like I said, side note, so don't get tripped up on that. But
genres for everything, just like in movies that people like to watch, or TV shows that people like to watch,
saying,
or
I hate
books
all movies.
Like to read.
Well, I hate all books.
There's something for everybody out there.
And I will say it was Patrick Bet David. Patrick Bet David. He's the entrepreneur. He has like a insurance company. I can't even remember, a PBD insurance, something like that. But he then also has the Valuetainment channel. I'm sure I've mentioned them on the show before, but Valuetainment. It was Patrick Bet David, one of his episodes on Valuetainment, that actually got me back into reading, and told me, like, yeah, man, you gotta read books, because that's where people like take their life experiences and their wisdoms and compound them into a digestible format so that you can get more wise, essentially, so that you can learn from their mistakes and experiences without having exactly to go through them. And like, yeah, I'm kind of on the same wave now. Like, you gotta read. You gotta read. Like, at least like do audiobooks and like let it be read to you. But it was Patrick Bet David, and I think my boy Adrian Martin, 84, for those of y'all who know him, he I think was also like getting tapped in on reading back in like 2020 when I picked it back up. So I would consider those like contributions that also had an impact on me. Another contribution that comes to my mind is the Froskate Collective. Now I'm gonna just cut straight to the point of honesty. I happened to meet the founder last year, and I did immediately develop a crush on her all in one night, and we was vibing, but that's not important. So, afterwards, you develop a crush on somebody, so you start like looking into them. You find like social media and stuff, like you want to know what you can know about them. And it was crazy. Like, she's so humble. She didn't tell me nothing about like the things that she accomplished, like while we was there vibing. Like, so then it was the next day, we had traded Instagrams, but I was like, we were so busy talking, I hadn't even looked at her Instagram to realize, like, hold on, like 10K followers, what's this? And then got a collective, like you got this collective with 25K followers. Like, you didn't tell me you was a big personality. Like, you have no idea that somebody is doing things outside of where you're just so happen to be meeting them. But anyways, like I said, so I did some research on the couple days afterwards, and came to find that she had this fro skate collective, which is for so I think it mostly started as like for women, but then it turned into it's all about love and inclusivity. So it turned into for women of color, for bisexual, transgender. They got all the letters. I would have to like go on there and look to get it right. I wouldn't even want to butcher it right now, but I'm not gonna go on raving. I specifically didn't want to do this because it's not supposed to be about my little crush, but for a quick example, the other day I saw where the National Museum of American History added Fro Skate's custom Nike dunks and their skate deck, a couple of their t-shirts, some of their stickers into their sports history collection. And I just thought like a contribution on that level, such that like a museum wants to add your work, to me, it's a testament not just to like, oh, your stuff's cool, but like to the countless hours of love and effort that have gone into sharing that mission of positivity and inclusivity, you know what I mean? And that's all I'm gonna say about Fro Skate. I told you I'm not harping on my crush. Totally, that's for a different episode. But like I said, for some other examples, like think of your favorite YouTube creators. If you like Swoozy, RDC World One, if you're a Mr. Beast fan, Film Theory, Markiplier, like
Corey Kenshin, boy.
Wait, look, it's the body of work. You hop on their pages, hundreds of videos across years and years. That's a contribution to, even if it's just a contribution to culture and entertainment, because it's impacting people, it's influencing people. There's somebody that's gonna watch a Mr. Beast video today and decide that they want to be a YouTuber. So things like that. What else you got, my dog?
What else I got? Nothing else. Other black YouTubers that are popular is Berleezy too.
Yeah.
Along with boy Berleezy. AMP, y'all know them. AMP, they be having fake beef with RDC.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But yeah, that's all I can think of right now. But there are a lot of other people out there.
Like I said off the top, really, contribution, it seems straightforward. Anybody can tell you it's gonna be an act of service or a creation, but because service and creation are so broad, contribution then becomes very complex, very broad. It's anything. You can contribute on the large scale, but you can contribute in just the smallest thing you do. Sometimes just holding the door for somebody is a contribution to society. Small little bit, because you don't know like what type of day that person was having, and you don't know how that's going to impact them and what they might do afterwards. They might be like smile, say thank you, and like want to go do something nice for somebody else after that. You never know if like you held the door for somebody and said, hey, have a good day. They went and gave somebody else like a $50 tip because they felt good. Like you don't know how the chain carries on. So big or small, any contribution matters. But sure like I said earlier, go ahead.
Oh yeah, make sure y'all do, even if it's not like for a flirt or anything, compliment somebody, you know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead, compliment somebody. You might make their day.
I was gonna say, if anything, for me, like the major points are like, make sure that you're doing contributing. Find something that calls to you so that your contribution is a positive one. And B, just make sure you're contributing positively, because you can be a negative contributor to society, and we're not gonna sit here and like name off negative society contributors and give glory to them or rehash, but like look in your history books, man. Look at all the wars. Like we could go on and on. Don't be a negative contribution to society. If you're gonna add to it, add some love, add some light. That's really all we got to say, I think. Any open thoughts? Any quick hitters?
No, I can't think of none right now. You was pretty close to dunking on me, bro. Early today, before we pulled up over here, this man was hooping. This man started. It's like a short little hoop.
I was gonna say, don't count, man. It's driveway buckets, and we had it down like 8 feet.
But man, a dunk is a dunk. It was pretty close. I'm like, oh heck no. I had to start turning up on him for a second. Like, do it again. I dare you. But yeah.
It's not gonna count until I dunk on you for real, man. Regulation, I need the 10-footer. Don't worry, I'm gonna get some footage for y'all, gang. I'm gonna get some footage for y'all.
That footage is not gonna exist.
Happy Black History Month, y'all.
All right.
So I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up, man. As I said before, it's our great honor to be able to serve you all here. So if you made it this far, we definitely just want to say thank you for listening to the end. We came to this platform to be able to serve others who are striding down the path of greatness, and it's those of you who lend your time and your ears that make that possible. So whatever platform you're consuming on, be sure that you like this episode, get online with us, participate in our polls, and subscribe to the channel for more insights on the life of a modern shinobi, man. Don't forget to connect with us on Instagram, TikTok. You're going to see our short form content on there, reels, shorts, all that good stuff. And then lastly, if there's anybody that you'd like to see on this show, anybody at all, or that you just want to see us collaborate with in general, reach out to them. Get in their DMs, jump in their comments, reach out to them, and let them know that you want to see them working with us. I say it twice every time. Content creators create for their fans. Content creators create for their fans. So when you tell your favorite creators that you want to see a collaboration, that's what gets their attention pointed our way. So just be sure to shout us out to whomever else you're watching and listening to. With that said, I hope everybody's having a great day. And remember, choose with your actions today who you're going to be tomorrow. Will you be greater than yesterday?